It's just that jump that's caught me out twice. I've not hit this rock yet, he says. Wait for it. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media, and welcome to another episode of Circuit Superstars. Now you find ourselves, or me, in this menu, and what I'm doing is setting up a race. As you would have seen in this previous episode, I took part in the World Ghost Rally Championship, hosted by Crymsun and the Circuit Superstars community. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the second round of the championship due to other commitments and due to other personal things, so unfortunately I didn't take part, and they used the average times as per the rules for calculating how I got on. This is an image of how the leaderboard looked in the end. Well done to the respective winners and podium finishers. I think it was Boxer Evo took the win in the end, actually. I've not got the image up. It would be very good of me if I did that. But what I wanted to do was still obviously have a video from this, because I was going to do a video for the second round of the championship, the second day as such, the two events. But I did say to Crymsun as well, bless her, she was trying to make everything work for me to be able to do a run of this, but it wasn't going to be done in time for them to get the results out. So I wanted to replicate it and at least give it a go to see if I could at least beat what would be my average time. So the two circuits that we're going to be racing today, it's just going to be me driving around, so it may be a bit of a short episode because I'll just cut it to the highlights. We're going to be on the Buffalo Hill Rallycross circuit in the Vost, car number 10. I've got the settings and everything as per the lobby, as I've been told in Discord, so I'm going to just try and do this as best I can and see what sort of time I can set. I don't know how I'm going to do. I've done a little bit of practice, but we're just going to have to crack on and see what I've got, and then I'll submit that to them, let them know at least, and hopefully they'll enjoy this video. So thank you, Crymsun, and everyone that's been racing in this. It's been fantastic fun to be a part of an event like this. Okay, so the tyres are down in the bottom left, so I'm going to have to move myself here, just so I'm not completely in the way, and we're going to crack on. Now, Buffalo Hill is a really good circuit. I love this place. I'm not very good on dirt though, which, to be honest, if I'm going to enter a rallycross championship, I should learn how to be good on dirt in this game. But there's a lot of places here on this track where you can take smooth lines around a lot of the corners, and it's easy to navigate, but it's just about doing it in the optimum line and the optimum speed. It's all about not washing off speed on the start, finish straight there, and not letting the car go too wide into turn one. There's penalty markers here as well, which you have to be careful of, but as long as you tuck it in nicely, it's all good. I've seen people using different lines around the little right-hand hairpin that we've just been through there, where they use a wider line and try and carry momentum. I don't necessarily think that always works. I think it just depends on if there's other cars around you basically trying to make an overtake. But, as you can see, there are no cars around us. The only difference really between me doing this and the actual sessions that went on are the fact that I don't see the other players on track, because we had collisions off, everybody was just a ghost as per the name of the series. But this at the moment feels like a bit of a rhythm. I can easily talk and do this. Somebody actually pointed out in my video, the last episode, that they don't know how I can talk and race at the same time. I don't either, to be honest with you, but it's probably a sign of why I'm not as quick as I may be. Around the final corner then to complete lap 3. Not my finest work, that one. I'm going to tuck it in a little bit tighter here this time round, get on the throttle as hard as possible. That's the thing with Circuit Superstars. It's very cartoony looking, it's very pretty and funny, but at the same time, while you know the cars and the crowd and everybody around, and all the sort of features of the circuit are quite caricature-ish, it is realistic in the way that, you know, the physics work and the way that the cars make contact with the road and getting on the power and being smooth on the brakes, smooth on the throttle, on your controller triggers. Players mainly at the top level play this on a keyboard, which I just cannot understand. Remarkable talent that some of them have got. It's amazing. Still, I'm enjoying driving this Vost. It's a pokey little car. You've got to try and keep it really smooth though, and it's difficult to do. It's a really short wheelbase, and you can see it almost sort of shuddering around the circuit, shaking this way and that way as I just nudge the thumbstick. I'm really concentrating. Another fastest lap that time round. Oh, I tucked it in loads there. That wasn't good. That's going to lose me a bit of ground. Need to think about when to pit as well. Ooh, got away with that. So it's the fuel that's going to be the issue, not the tyres. The tyres were the issue in the first couple of rounds of the championship. So we're just going to... Oh, no. Just going to run it until it runs out of fuel completely. 20 laps. They said that you should really only pit once in this race. Okay, we're halfway through on fuel. I don't know if people have fuel saved or what in this. Oh, car's a bit sideways there. Well, I'm halfway on fuel, but not halfway through the race. Oh yeah, I'm being stupid, aren't I? I always do that in this game, don't I? Where I think half a tank and I'm like, well, how can I make it to the end? But yeah, I could do 2 full fuel tanks. We are definitely going to make it to lap 10. I think I'm going to pit as soon as possible, basically. I'm going to pit at the halfway point because then the tyres will be fresher. I don't want to run it... Oh, no. I don't want to run it on completely destroyed rubber all the way down to fumes in the fuel tank. I tried to keep a bit of throttle on that time round. It didn't work. You're supposed to establish what you do before you go into the race, Chaz, rather than trying to change your racing lines on the fly during the event. I appreciate this isn't the most entertaining racing you're going to ever see me take part in on Circuit Superstars. These wonderful people put in the time and effort to run a championship like this. The least I can do is give them the time of day back and give them a valid run, and I want to do that. We're going to pit now at the end of lap 10. There's the wall again. Turning much later there. I practiced the pit entry at least. To be fair, you can probably straight line it to that point. Yeah. Oh, that's not a great bit of positioning. We'll make it on fuel. Straight out of the gates. Rapid pit exit that. That's cool, isn't it? Okay. Settle in for the second stint now. You can't really settle into a stint in these cars because it's so sort of lively on the dirt, and because the car is all over the place, especially in the air here. You've got to be so on it all the time. I need to check what my time to beat is actually from the image, based on what the sort of average was generated for me. Sorry, what the average was that was generated for me, I think is the right phrase. Feels tidy so far though. I've only made like one little mistake really that's not going to lose me a bucket load of time. I think there's a lot of pressure when the other drivers are on the circuit. That's my fastest lap as well, so clearly doing something right. I was just about to say no penalty markers hit yet, but I didn't want to say that as I was heading towards them. Oh, little spike on the throttle there. I was a bit deep on the brakes. Car came to a stop on the apex. Oh, again, kissing that wall, man. Oh no, I need to sneeze. I've got really bad hay fever at the minute. Not into a corner, please. I think, okay, it's gone. Whew. I remember seeing in the Discord as well, Chotu, who I was racing against really intensely in the first couple of rounds, was devastated that I couldn't make rounds 3 and 4. Chotu was saying, who the hell am I going to race now then? Because we were so close all the way through. And we raced together in Flight Club as well, which was really good fun. Okay, we're into the last quarter of the race now. I realise I've probably gone a bit long on my pit stop in terms of fuel, but you have to be really calculating the fuel greatly. I should have just checked how much I had when I came in, and then just double it. No, that's not how it works. Or is it? No, you check how much you've used, and then just put that back in, basically. Maybe with 1 or 2 more on. Speaking of morons. I love this game. Like I always say about it, you're taking part in racing while watching racing. It's so cool. Okay, we're coming to the end of this first one. Second one's going to be on Lost Lagoons, which is all dirt and not a surface that I am good on. I don't expect my finest work to be on there. It'd be funny if I'm slower than my average time, actually, because it means that I ended up getting a better result than what this is going to be when I submit this. What people were saying, I think it's Boxer Evo, Bottle of Scotch, and Timmers and Player M that were just absolutely unbelievably fast. And they said that they made mistakes along the way, and people are saying, how can they make seconds worth of mistakes and still be that fast? It's just unbelievable. But they all did a great job. This feels tidy, you know. I know I've hit this wall a few times on the inside here, but it feels tidy. Much tidier than I thought it was going to be anyway. Final lap. Taken a multitude of lines through turn 1. Been quite consistent in that middle sector, I feel. Just got to be so careful and sort of half on the throttle when it comes down to the tyres going off. We're going to be close on fuel as well, actually. Only going to have about 3 fuel left when I cross the line. And that is the run. Oof. What was the total time then? 10 minutes 20.523. Now if I bring up Discord, 10 minutes 28.2. So yeah, I've beaten that by about 8 seconds there, which is good. I'm a while behind Summer Unicorn, who is the next person ahead of me. But you know what? Oh, look at that. The team congratulate me. Just cut back to it very quickly there. Right, now I'm going to go about setting up the next one, which is going to be at Lost Lagoon, so bear with me. Okay, as mentioned, I'm not as good around here at Lost Lagoons. What is the time that I've got to beat? Let me just find it on the leaderboard. 11:49.466. Let's see. It seems like a few people had that time generated for them, actually, so I think that may be just an average of everyone. Not sure. 11:49.466. We'll keep our eyes on the tyres and on the fuel. That is not the ideal line through there. However, I'm genuinely just giving this one go of each. I don't want to repeat it and try and be like, oh, let's save this best one for the recording. This is genuinely one after the other. This is the bit I'm not good at. It's just trying to stay on like half throttle around these sections so you're not completely flooring it and shredding the tyres unnecessarily. Love the final sector though, it's so cool when you come across that start-finish line. Hate this jump. I always sort of slow down as I go into it just because otherwise you go too deep into that hairpin. Let the car run out wide here because it's like a double apex left. The big jump, which is a really weird perspective because you're sort of off to an angle of it. Whoa. So cool this circuit, but god am I bad at it. A bit deep on there, on the grass. Okay, gonna try and settle in, not commentate for a few laps, see what I can do. Oh, that was not good. Oh, that's very not good. Tried to flick it right a little bit over the jump to just see if I could get the car pointed in the same direction, but no, I'll definitely not be doing that again. Okay, we're coming up to the halfway stage, end of lap 7. Gonna come into the pits now, because I need to pit for fuel at some point. Right, 27, so what's that? 73. So let's put 75 in and get fresh rubber on. Nice little stop that is. 75 on the fuel. Go. Tyres aren't an issue. The fuel is the limiting factor in this. Oh, God, no. That is annoying. It's only a small mistake, really. It's been quite a clean run, I must admit. It's just that jump that's caught me out twice. I've not hit this rock yet, he says. Wait for it. No. Haha. So easy to hit that rock. I've not smashed it into the inside of this rock either yet, which is also easy to do. But I've not been very quick around that corner. I've been scrubbing off a lot of speed there when you don't really need to. Not hit that rock yet either. You can easily roll the car into the last corner from there. But yeah, really happy with how this run's going so far. I'll just have to see whether it's enough to beat that average. The average time of 11:49.4. It's so scary going over that jump. You've got to be as smooth and as straight as possible on the way up to it. That felt like a good lap, that, but it wasn't my fastest. 2/10 off. Come on, get the power down, pig. It's a big, big hit into the floor, that, isn't it? It's a scary sounding hit, but I don't think you take any damage from it. Only a tenth and a bit off that time round, so not a bad lap at all. Whoa, nearly at the end of the fence. I've seen, I think it was Bottle of Scotch posted a meme of how many times he'd hit that fence on the inside, trying to cut it as fine as possible with the racing line. So I've been really conscious to be away from it every single time I've gone round there. I've been so careful with my right finger on this throttle. Oh no, there's a mistake. It's one of those horrible sections of circuit where you can make one tiny mistake and it just affects you for the next 3 corners. No, stop trying to flick it sideways over the jump, Chaz. You know you can't make it work. Oh, the car wanted to flick right there on the way in. That didn't feel great. 2 more laps to go after this. I need to just drive and not look at the UI or anything, because it's every time I look at the UI I tend to make a mistake or do something silly. Just need to watch the car and just drive the thing. See, that's what I've wanted to do the whole time. I just told myself on the previous lap, don't flick it right over the jump. I flicked it right over the jump that time and it worked. But it's worked once and gone wrong 3 times. That felt good that time. I mean, it feels great every time we go through there. Really feels like the car just responds beautifully because of all the grip. We're going to be good for fuel. Tyres are great as well. They've not really been affected negatively at all. The grip's been good. It's just you've got to get used to the loose surface when you're racing on this game. flat through there. Oh, I think it's spun up more than anything. I just wanted to attack it flat out for one lap. Just see whether the sort of half throttle approach or whether flat out was better. A couple of corners left to go then. And this is going to be my entry for the Ghost Rally World Championship. Complete. Cross the line, straight line it, and what is the final time? 3 fuel left as well once again, so cut it fine on the fuel. 10:59. Wow, I'm happy with that. 10:59.086. The top guys did 10:41s, 10:45s. Wow, 10:59 is what the guy who eventually finished 7th did actually, so I'll take that. And also, I'm not going to cut this. I'm going to leave it as is for now, because I'm going to go back to the menu straight away. I'll just keep talking and warbling. We'll go back to the menu straight away and show you in the replays file just what races I've done, so make sure that it's only these 2. I know that I cut this footage up while I'm editing, so you can clearly see that there's going to be a cut somewhere. I don't want to look like I've taken the mick with this. Onto the history, into replays. You can see, look, the only things that I've done today are these 2 events, and they are, what, 13 minutes apart, so you know that they're just the 2. I'm not saying anyone wouldn't believe me, but it's just to be sure. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this event, and it's been fantastic fun to do. I'm going to try and figure out where that would have put me, but I know I beat my average time, or the allotted time I was given by a lot in that second race, so I'm happy with that. Either way, thank you very much to Crymsun and for the community for inviting me to be a part of this World Championship. Well done to the eventual winner, Boxer Evo, as well. An amazing effort throughout both events, and hopefully I'll be involved in more in the future, but more content from Circuit Superstars is always good. I'll try and do more. Like I say, I know a lot of it is just me on my own, but it can be still very good fun to race against the AI in this game. So I'll try and do a little bit more of that for you for my YouTube channel. But now, it's time to go, unfortunately. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. Really hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode.